music marketing YouTube for musicians. So before I go on for that, this is the first thing that you need to take note. Don't just go out there posting stuff willy-nilly. Think about it. What goes into the words that you use, because this is important. Music marketing YouTube for musicians. It's not a really free-flowing title, but there's a reason behind that, and I'll explain more about that as we go through this YouTube, through this podcast about musicians and why you're all messing about with it for a little while, then leaving it alone and doing nothing, and it's not improving what you're doing with your music. But it can be. It can make a massive difference. I can tell you, whether you're a gigging musician, singer-songwriter, wants to get out there, get your music heard, ones who are looking to do cover songs, ones who are looking for wedding gigs. Can't stand them myself, but can't do with all these happy people. I like singing sad songs, but that's another thing. No, I will do a wedding, but it'll cost them a lot of money, and this is another aspect of YouTube I'm also going to get into a little bit later, because this is the reason you really need to be using it. Musicians, singer-songwriters, anyone just having a little play around. And to be fair, if you've got a business, small business especially, you need to use YouTube. I tell you, it can transform your business. Okay, more from that later on as well. Everything's coming later on, obviously. First, I want to explain a little bit about myself, because I love to talk about myself. And I don't think that's a bad thing. You need to be really confident in, one, what you do. Certainly with your music, confidence is such a key role to coming across well and sounding good. You can tell when somebody is within the shell trying to sing. If you release that and become free of yourself, you can sing so much better. But that's going to come up in another podcast about that, and also looking at stage fright. Because stage fright, what a load of bollocks it is. I love it. But I'll come on to that, because I know some of you really do suffer with this, and there's an easy way to get over it. Easy. Really easy. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Right, let's get on with, I'll have to look it up. Music marketing YouTube for musicians. Crap title, but this will work, because you look at the viewing figures for this. Okay, so first of all, a little bit about myself. As I said, I like to talk about myself, but not really. I say that tongue in cheek. But you see, with YouTube and my own background, I've been doing YouTube channels for about 15 years now. I've done over 200, some for myself, many for other businesses, small businesses especially, but I've got to know how YouTube works. And unfortunately, there's a lot of channels on YouTube telling you how to do this, how to make thousands, how to make millions, people sat in Rolls Royces and all this crap. A lot of it is absolutely bull, absolute nonsense. They're just copying other videos. I've actually done it, and I've got the award to say and all the rest of it. But really, I think where I come from, I've got business background as well as a YouTube background, as well as a music background. So you see, combining all those, I've managed to do very well with YouTube. It's been the base of most of my business, to be fair, over the years. It can work for anyone if it's used correctly. So what I want to do is really go on and explain a little bit more about YouTube itself. So you need to keep watching, because there's some really big no-nos that every musician has to avoid. They have to can't even speak, have to avoid these no-nos, and that's coming up later on. So there you go on a little bit about my background, not too much, but I will go on now to why you need it and also why you don't. You see, if you're a musician that's out there doing lots of gigs, well-paid gigs, making lots of money, and you've never bothered with YouTube, you're into six-figure incomes, then you probably don't need it. I still say you should have a look at it, because it can increase it even more. But it's really for those that are looking at ways in which to increase their music business, because you see, you have to view your music as a business if you want it to be a business, to be a main income. If you're one of those who likes to go to open mics and do little gigs for 50 quid or $50, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to sing in a choir, want to do anything musically, it doesn't have to be about money. But if you want to make it a business, you've got to be serious about it and look at it as a business. So, as well as developing your craft in music, you need to develop your craft in business. But YouTube can be a big help, massive help in this. So all of you out there, musicians who have beautiful websites and lots of Instagram followers or subscribers and all this lot, that's great. And coming on to Instagram and TikTok, yes, I know a lot of you use this, and the main reason is because they're easy to use. But in reality, I don't know any that are making lots of money. Any musicians, I'm not talking about big musicians, of course they have to use that, and I think you should still use it yourself if you want to go that route. But the majority of musicians don't make anything certainly from TikTok and certainly Instagram. You need to be, having a presence on YouTube. And the main reason I know most don't use it is because it's hard. Well, it isn't. It's hard compared to Instagram and TikTok. They're very easy. I mean, you see the ones that are using it and some of the nonsense that's on there. Yes, you get lots of views and, boost an ego, but in reality, it's not going to do anything for your music business on a small level anyway. But YouTube, where it can help, certainly we need to look at that. So first, looking at gigging musicians. I see lots. I see them on Facebook. I'm in a lot of the groups. Musicians posting, I've had a late cancellation. I've got available space this weekend. I've got some more dates available in 2 weeks, in 1 week. Or somebody advertising for gigs, wanted bands, and the number of people that reply. And, some of these places are paying like 100 quid, $100. And I don't know if that's where you want to be. Well, fine, but don't moan about that you earn no money, because you're never going to earn money. If you're going for gigs that pay you $100, how much will you earn? Well, $100, 100 quid. It's not rocket science, that. So how can you go up to the next level? Because that's what it's about, going up to the next level. Do you want to play in the bar that's got the bandits going, the fruit machines, slot machines, wherever you are in the world, you all call things differently, playing with 15, 20 people sat there on stools or shouting across the room to each other? If you want that, then that's fine, that's up to you. But if you want to move up a level, you need to be more professional, more businesslike about it. And this is where YouTube can come in. Now myself, to be fair, I left mine alone for a long time, my music one, and mainly because I was concentrating on other business interests. But I decided I'm going to get my own. I want to come back to just my singer-songwriter and start doing some covers. And I've done some covers, and most importantly, it also helps massively on the gigs. And I don't call them gigs. I call them private functions that I do. And I'm very lucky in that I've been around quite a long time, and I've built up some good contacts, and the private functions I do, I won't tell you the cost at the moment, what I charge, but it will probably blow you away, and you'd think, well, another bullshitter on their YouTube, because there's the vast majority of on YouTube are that. But from a music point of view, it does help massively. But what you need to do, you've got to have, first of all, some quality in your channel. I know a lot of you have set up YouTube channels, and you've tried it, and I've seen ones that have got, hundreds and hundreds of videos on there, but nobody sees them, and there's a big reason for that. Most of the time they're usually awful. They do these really terrible videos nothing wrong with sat somewhere doing them, but the sound quality has to be reasonable. And don't get me wrong, it's good to keep things real, but you can't be posting up these grainy, you in the distance of a pub singing and all the noise and clatter going on and expect that to attract good gigs or good private functions, high paying wedding functions, when people can look and all they see is this crappy grainy video with poor sound quality. How much can you charge for a gig if that's all you've got to show somebody? You've got to show something where you're at your best or very close to your best, and you can still keep it real, but you've got to have it looking good. And the difference in music or in gig fee income is huge. How many of you charge $1,000, $1,000, pounds or more for a gig? I bet there's very few of you that are watching this. And one of the main reasons is people do, they always check you out. They don't check Spotify out if they're going to book you for a gig. Why would they check Spotify out? Because we know it's all been done on a musical software DAW. I use Cubase, and there's all the other ones out there, and you can do all sorts with your sounds to manipulate them. Sound fantastic, but it's not you. And people are not stupid when they're paying out a lot of money for you, for an entertainer, for a singer-songwriter, for a cover artist. They want to hear and see you for real, not listen to your Spotify platform, because we know that it's fake. We know that it's all been mixed and corrected as best it can, and there's some amazing sounds on there and they're great, and that's the type of stuff you want to hear on a radio. But you know that if you're going to go to a gig, you're not going to sound like that. But most importantly, somebody who's looking to book you is never gonna believe a Spotify. They will believe a YouTube channel if it's done well. So YouTube channel for gigging musicians is an absolute must, and you need to set it up right. And take some thought and time over your video production. Now, I'm not saying you need to go and hire video photographers. Is that the name of it? Video, whatever, anyway. But you don't need that. You can get your own camera, you can do your own shots and everything else. Going into big production, spending lots of money, because I've also seen the other side of it, where musicians have spent fortunes. I've spoke to them when they've come to me and say, I'm struggling a little bit, but I want to get, more views and more people subscribing. And I look at the channel and they've got, over the last 4 years, 9 videos, but they've spent fortunes on the production of them. And I say to them straight away, well, why are you spending that money? Oh, well, they look great, my, videos, but they do to you, but nobody's seen them. So who gives a toss? And 9 videos in 4 years is not going to get you the people watching and following, subscribing, all the rest of it. Most importantly, if you don't get the numbers there, you're not going to get somebody to book you. It's all right showing a well-produced video, but that's not real, because you can do, the fakey stuff in videos as well. And most of these that have the low number videos that sound great, look great, they're not real. People are not stupid. You cannot treat the general public and the ones that pay and book you for a gig, for a private function. You can't treat them as idiots. You've got to be real about it. So that's enough on that side, because I can really go on some more about some of the mistakes. But for now, another side of YouTube channels, and I say I've been around a long time. I've done a lot of different YouTube channels. Most of them have been great because I know what I'm doing now. When I first started off, no, I've had many struck off, to be fair. And I will also say there's some real big no-nos, and you need to really take note of these. If you are building a YouTube channel for your music, the first thing is, whatever you do, it may sound good, you see the adverts, get 10,000 followers, get 10,000 likes, subscribe. It's a nonsense. Oh, here we go. More bookings. No, probably not. Oh God, I don't use it. I've got about 3 followers on X. I just think it's just horrible how they can put things on there that some horrible things on there. Right. Anyway, where was I? Yes. So what we're looking at is no-nos on YouTube. On X or Twitter, I think you can get away with anything. They just listen. You can put any old crap on there, and any violent, horrible stuff. But YouTube, big no-nos. Right. The first one I was saying is about buying followers and likes, and it's nonsense, And one thing it will guarantee. You may get away for a little while and think, wow, this is looking good. But do you think YouTube is stupid? Do you think they don't really know how to work this out? You'll get your channel banned eventually. Might not happen straight away, and you'll be thinking, wow, this is great. Or your followers will all fall off, your subscribers will fall off, should I say. It's just a nonsense. Don't do it. And you don't need to do it. This is the thing. YouTube, once you get to grips with it, it's very easy. It's a process. It's a process that you need to use, and I'm going to go into that process and show you that it is not that difficult. But you have to be, dedicating your time to this as well as your music. A lot of people say to me that, well, I don't have the time. I'm too busy concentrating on my music. But concentrate on your music doing what? Are you wanting to earn an income for your music? If you're not, then yeah, concentrate on your music and play, listen to yourself in your bedroom and think, wow, I sound fantastic. And you don't need to let the world know about it, because you can listen to yourself. But the reality is you need to be doing a bit more. And this is why I'm going to go into how you can do it. First of all, though, I'll just tell you a little bit of some big yeses for YouTube. The big yeses is you've got to be yourself. It's amazing. I see many who put on this. We are performers. Of course, musicians are performers, but you can't deviate too much from who you are. I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually quite like talking. I've done a lot of businesses where I've done many presentations and talks to all types of different people. I won't say all levels, because just because somebody's in royalty or parliaments around the world doesn't make them a high level person. If anything, probably lower. But that's another story, is all that. So big yeses for YouTube. If you're starting a channel from scratch with YouTube, you need to get all your keywords, and you need to set it out from the descriptions of yourself. You need to have all your other media attached to it, even if you don't use them. I talked about Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, there's Pinterest, there's lots of them out there. Get them all on your YouTube channel as a link, because all it does is give credibility. YouTube doesn't recognize that you have a lot of followers on TikTok or X. They don't see that. What they do see is, though, somebody who's being credible, that is actually having all these other media outlets, which gives them, YouTube the confidence. YouTube won't promote somebody if they put a spammy YouTube channel up with throwing 30 videos on in one day. Well, you won't be able to do that actually, but say you put on 10 videos each day for a week and think, that's my channel done, no other links out to anywhere else, and you're just putting spammy links in there. YouTube, it will not do anything. I know I've experimented with lots of ways to work with YouTube. I've tried it piling lots of useless videos on, because you can get videos out there and just post them. This is not Musically, but on other, and they don't work. But once you put some effort into those videos, they just change overnight. It's amazing. It can change massively. And if you're a musician on YouTube, the first thing I would say is you need to get some covers on there, because cover music is, you know, I know you want to write your own music, and I do. I don't want to be known for singing some of the songs, but, you know, even the big artists do it now. They need to, you know, be heard singing, and it gives you more exposure. So you do need to do some cover songs, and you need to do plenty of them, as well as your own music. Of course you want to do your own music and do that. And when you do the videos, you know, get a decent camera, use your phone, set it up, get some, I've got bright lights on to try and give me better lighting, and it helps with the image and all the rest of it. The image is in the quality of the image, not how I look. But because I know I look wonderful anyway, so it doesn't matter. But, you know, you've got to have a decent camera or something. And if you're out there doing a gig and recording yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. And there's some cheats to do on this as well, and I know a lot of you do it, and to be honest, if you're looking at it as a business, I don't see that is an issue. So actually overdub their own performance back home, or they record it on stage as well, your vocals, and you alter them. I know you do that. I don't like it, because I think it's good to make mistakes when you're singing. It's real, but I know some of them do this. But if you can get the sound quality better after you've recorded your gig, and don't record it from the back of the room across all the people. Yes, it looks great with a crowd, but you can't hear fuck all. Apart from this grainy sound. I've sworn again in this video. Bloody YouTube go mad sometimes. Right, so that's the first thing. Once you've got your videos, the other is, if you do one long form video on YouTube. That's great. With, say you've done a cover of whoever, then from that one video you need to be at least 4 YouTube shorts, maybe more, all around the same time. Look at the times of day that you're putting them out there. You know, there's certain times in certain countries that work better. It tends to be, you know, through the week, mornings, because people are at work, sat at the desk, they're a bit bored. Let's have a look on YouTube. Weekends, it can be sometimes a little bit later, but you need to check. And this is something I'll go with. The analytics of YouTube is important to look at, but not too much. Not too much, because, you know, I think if you follow others, that's all right, you know, to a point, but you have to be your own person when you're on YouTube. And once you've done that with your videos, the other important aspect is your descriptions, your thumbnails. Most people don't. I see some and they don't even bother with them. I think they're so important. YouTube, you need your title, the title of your song. Even if it's your own or if it's a cover, you need to put something that's going to make it stand out. Your description, you need to include that title within your description early on. You need to put a reasonable amount of words in there, not go over the top, but a lot of word and text, because, you know, YouTube obviously is part of Google, and Google looks at words, doesn't look at pictures, it looks at words. So that's important to do. The hashtags, you can include. I've started including them. I don't know, I haven't seen any difference, but I know some do. And you only should put 3 hashtags in. YouTube do not like more than that, and they can penalise you. They penalise you in very various ways to YouTube. It's amazing how you get one that you think is going to really go well, and it doesn't, because you've done something to upset YouTube. I don't know how that works, but I know it does work like that. The other is tags. Tags, you get the tags in the videos that you have to put. Absolute waste of time. They actually do nothing whatsoever. I still put them in. I don't know why. I think the only thing it does do is can give you a measure against other channels, And that's not a bad thing to see. You know, why is somebody doing so well and I'm doing so crap? Now, I know there's lots of help in which to find which is the right keyword and all the rest of it. Now, I personally use, and it's a cheap one, it's keywords on Google. I've got it as an extension, it comes up with words, and all the ones on YouTube are the same. But once you've got those words, look at the YouTube videos that are coming up for that. If they show no relation to what you're really looking to do, then look at other words. You have to spend some time on this. It's not a case of thinking my song is called I'm a Happy Man by Dan Smith. I don't know if he sings that. I don't know if there's a Dan Smith. There probably will be, because it's a common name, isn't it? Dan and Smith. But but you know, that in itself, I don't know how that would come up with YouTube, but I would imagine that you would struggle to get that ranking if there is anyone called Dan Smith, which is quite a common name. I know if your name is Dan Smith, then it's obviously you can't do anything about it. You know, that's unfortunate. It's your parents' fault. But what you need to be doing is adding more to that description. You can't just leave your name in there. You don't even need to put your name in there, in all honesty. You can put the words that will fit your music. You can have your title of your song and then build around that. Look into it more. Now, okay, this was just a quick overview, and to be honest, I was going to do these scripts, and it's all the same old, because all they do is copy off other channels. And there is a little bit of magic to YouTube, but not that much. It's all a bit of kidology, and the main reason YouTubers are out there telling you how to do it is they want you to buy their courses, buy their affiliate products, buy whatever, but they really don't give a damn about you, because they're telling you nonsense. It doesn't work. But I hope you've got something from this. I've rambled on a little bit, but I tend to do this. I'm not really bothered. But if you watch and pick some bits out of this, that's great. If you've turned off early, then you're not here now, so up one. I'm not really bothered. So thank you for watching, those that have stuck around, and thank you for watching. This is another part of YouTube now, because it has to be. Bloody nose is itching. Hope you've enjoyed watching Music Marketing YouTube for Musicians. Now, I said that at the end, and why did I say that? It's down to these keywords again. I looked, and music marketing was what you call a low hanging fruit. You'll have heard lots of them use this expression. I hate that expression, but it's an easier word to rank, to get noticed. And if you put what I will do from this video, I will put, you watch the numbers of it, I will put lots of clips of shorts from this podcast, and I'll have the main podcast out there, and I'll spread these shorts out into Instagram, into YouTube, into Facebook, and all over the place, and it will help the main video itself. And this is what happens with it. So on that note, I'm going to say it again: Music Marketing YouTube for Musicians. Thanks for watching, and watch the next one. Subscribe, because you don't want to miss out, because I'm off to tell you something that can transform you from earning next to nothing to a six-figure sum from your music. I know they all say it, and I hate saying it myself, to be honest. I'm not going to show you me getting out of a private jet or anything like that. I haven't got one. Right, and none of these that have them on their videos haven't either. Well, I hope you've got something from the videos I've said. Now, I'm going to contradict myself here. I've got to let you know that, especially when you're starting, you need some guide to follow. Now, personally, I started using, well, there's two. I'm putting them down below. They're in the links. You can have a look if you want, and the free trials. Now, I would say to anybody starting on YouTube, do it even using the free trials. You don't have to subscribe and keep on subscribing. But what they do, these helps, if you like, they get you doing YouTube the correct way. I I still refer to them occasionally. I must admit I don't use them all the time, but they are quite useful to monitor other other YouTube channels. I certainly have them. I have the free versions always installed, and occasionally I go over and I subscribe, and you can keep doing that as well. Subscribe and I unsubscribe. It's TubeBuddy and vidIQ. They're really good for the keywords. Certainly use them. You can use Google as well, and that's where they get a lot of the words from. But it's interesting, and it helps you think a different way when building your channel, because it makes you become more uniform. Now, I used TubeBuddy for certainly when it came out. I'd used to before, and I was doing okay, but I improved massively. And what it did is it got me doing things the right way, in a uniformed way. So there is a standard to follow. So I would say to any of you, have a look in the link below, and you'll see the difference. Just use the free version, it's enough. Use the free version and you'll see how to do your YouTube channel correctly in terms of setting it out. Now, I will tell you some other things, and this is going to be for all those that take up the free one with YouTube, with TubeBuddy and vidIQ. Have a look at both, compare them both, see where you're going. You may feel comfortable with one, not the other, or I personally use them both because they do offer different options, but they do work, especially when you're new to YouTube. Now, that's my thing. Anybody that does, have a go. I'm also gonna, if you send your details to me on the free, because it is an affiliate, I will be paid fortunes if you actually go on to pay a paid subscription, absolute fortunes, and I'll probably be retiring in 6 months' time. But of course, in reality, that won't be happening. They do pay, but as I say, I do this, I enjoy what I do. If you happen to go onto a paid subscription, great. If you don't, keep on the free, that's not a problem. But as I say, I've got to make a disclaimer that I am paid, I'm an affiliate. I know I'm not all the other ones for affiliates, but that's the only reason they do YouTube's, is just to earn money. I actually enjoy doing it and help musicians. And musicians, if if you're doing something you can't figure it out business-wise, I have a lot of experience in business, and I have no problem if you send me over a message, I'll respond. Put something in the comment, I'll respond to you. So, I'm here for any help that you need, but say have a look at those, and that's the end of my go on, get this signed up, earn me loads of money. It doesn't earn loads of money, but it shouldn't be about that. If you do something right, you'll earn money anyway. So I have definitely finished now. Thanks for watching, take care. Have a look in the description below for the links to get you a free trial, and get your YouTube channel booming. Bye for now from me, David Rich.